What is up, everybody? This is Erik, the one and only Bear Collector, and today I am doing my November 2025 video game haul. Now, as far as physical items that I obtained this month, there weren't that many compared to the digital downloads. But before we get started with the Steam, there is one game I did get on the PS5 as a free digital download, and that game is Skate. Now, basically, Skate is a skateboarding game. That's a free early access skateboarding game with like simple mechanics and allows multiplayer and whatnot. My son and I were looking at the PS5 store earlier in the month, and he kind of, it kind of appealed to him. And it appealed to me too. So it kind of reminds me of those Tony Hawk style games or like freestyle skating. So yeah, we got that one. And that is my only game I got as a digital download for the PS5. So let's move on for the ones on the Steam Deck. Now, I've been having trouble with my Steam Deck. There's like an error message I've been getting on it. So I was able to fix it, so I have to look more into it. But I got these games. Most of these games, the majority of them were free as remember when I told you guys that you can get a free Steam game every week, and just to check up on it, there were several that were free, but I did buy a couple as a pack, which is the reason why I got so many. So the first one I got was this one right here, which is 12 is Better Than 6. So this is basically like an overhead shooter game based on the Wild West. And this is one that I was looking into, like a top-down shooter. I was looking into this one ever since I had the Switch. So it's a game that I was looking into, and then it came out for free. Let me go ahead and go to the store page real quick, so that way you guys can look into it. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting game. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get some more. No, those are the only images. Because it kind of gave there we go. For some reason my controller doesn't work. So it's kind of like overhead shooter style graphics and whatnot. So yeah, it looked pretty interesting. Then the next one is 911 Operator. This one I do own it on the Switch, and I played it a little bit. Basically, you play an operator, and you're kind of like, your task is to send like fire department, police, emergency dispatch throughout a map. And so you get these calls and you have to answer them. It gets pretty chaotic. Let me see if I can get you to the store page. And it gets pretty chaotic, but it's pretty fun. And I played it on the Switch. See how you have the maps and everything? So you go into like different routes, and you have to dispatch individual, resources wisely. So let me see the next one. Bull Boys. This one, Bull Boy. It was called Bull Boy. And this one in particular, you're one gloomy night, Bobo wakes suddenly from a frightening nightmare to discover that evil has overshadowed the Bulb house. So his family disappeared. He has to look for his family. This is another game that I was trying to get for the Switch a long time ago. It is basically like a platformer. So let me see. Let me cut to the chase. And it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like an adventure style. I don't know if it's a point and click from what it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of like an adventure game. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, can be for free. Now this one right here, Crown Champion Legends of the Arena. Okay, so I bought several. I bought a little pack of games, and this is one of them that I don't know if this one was free or not. No, this one was free. So this is basically kind of like a RPG game. Let me see what it's about. Yeah, it's an RPG game. And basically, you know, it's a fantasy RPG management simulator set in the ruthless world of gladi. So it's like a gladiator, sim style game RPG. So you train your fighters and all that. So yeah, this one was free. This one was available for free earlier in the month, and it looks pretty interesting. I mean, for free, it's kind of like RPG-ish style. And then this one also came out for free. This one is called it's a puzzle platformer and Death Fungeon. So this one is a puzzle platformer. Basically, kind of, it reminds me of those Celeste style games. So basically, use your stealth, you know, to escape this deadly prison. So you're trying to escape a prison. So yeah, pretty interesting mechanics. Also available for free. I don't know if any of these games are free now or not, but yeah. Now this one right here, this is part of a pack that I bought, the D Dynasty. It's also like an RPG. This one's an RPG. So you know, there's 3 members of a proud noble family, and are separated by 5 centuries, but have a common and a vengeful murderous intent. So I know this is also a point and click. So it's kind of like a point and click style game. No, it's like an adventure game. So you must collect items to solve a mystery. And also the ones that came with it, because it was part of a set, a section of the game. I got the D2 because I already owned the first one. So it was a pack of games that were cheap, you know. So this is pretty much the sequel to the Deed. And it's also the same style as the other games as well. So same thing. And then also so this one wasn't. This one was actually free. This is a puzzle platformer called One Shift. Basically, it's a puzzle platformer where the player has the ability to freeze and unfreeze time to shift through worlds and collect the blue cubes. So you gotta go and collect blue cubes. Yeah, and that one's available for free. Pretty interesting. Yeah, there were a lot of interesting games that were for free at the time. And Peak, now this one my son wanted it. This is that popular game Peak. This is a co-op climbing game, and my son wanted to get this one, so I got it for my son. So it's that one. It's pretty much that one where you go climbing areas and everything with a group of people. And yeah, it's that one that's popular right now at this time. And then of course, so these right here, these particular games, I bought a collection of Space Pilgrim. So all of these, oh no, sorry, this is so I bought the collection of the Space Pilgrim games, but this is one of the games that was free. What's it called? A Scenic Guide to Magic? A Septic's Guide to Magic. So it's basically an RPG where you play, so it's Birmingham, England in 1993. A shocking ritual murder compels a world-weary forensic investigator to discover a hidden realm of witchcraft. So you're a forensic investigator and you find this world, and so you have to use magic to solve the case. And it has multiple endings. So it's kind of like a RPG adventure game. Then we get to the other games that I was saying right here. Sentience, this is another one. I don't know if this one was free. So you can remember nothing before this moment. So your existence begin with a keystone followed by the flick of a switch. So this is another Sentience, the Android's Tale. So this is basically like a point and click adventure game. This might have been a part of a pack too. Maybe it came with the D, because I remember I bought 2 packs. Scott Pilgrim and another one. So it seems very yeah, It's like an RPG adventure game. So sci-fi adventure with multiple endings, yeah. And then we get the Space Pilgrim Academy. So I bought the space. I don't know if I said Scott Pilgrim. I hope I didn't. Is a Space Pilgrim Academy once year 1, 2, and 3 reunion, and also Space Pilgrim episode. All the episodes of Space Pilgrim, and all of these. They're RPG adventure games in the same universe. So I'm just gonna go through them pretty quick. So that way you guys can see. So a lot of these are very similar in nature to the other games, but I believe these are more RPG, like RPG Maker style 2D games. And it's a whole the whole series of them. See, this is the other one, year 1, and then you have year 2, year 3, and then reunion was the one that we just saw. And then this is episode 1. One of these was free, and I think it was episode 2, which prompted me to get the series. So this is basically, what does it say? So he's been flying a starship. So he's been flying a starship through, and also it's a girl. She has no reason to expect that the latest trip to Alpha Centauri will be anything special. So it's kind of like an adventure, same style. Same style of game. Oh, come on now. There we go. So yeah, same style of game. RPG adventure. And pretty much all of these are episodic. So you got, episode 2, Epsilon Indy, Delta Pavonis, and then part 4, Soul. So these are all part of a series. And then, of course, this one just became free this weekend, which is Warhammer Vermintide 2, and it's basically a first person hack and slash video game, and it was free. So this one just became available for free from the Warhammer universe. So yeah, this one, yeah, it's available right now. As of the making of this video, hopefully it's still available when I release it. And it's basically a first-person action game. Co-op. So yeah. And then what other game came out? This one is interesting. This is also one of those. It's called Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Wednesdays? So this one is called Wednesdays. So this one's basically, it's kind of weird because it talk about incest, which is, yeah, it's a graphic novel, but yeah, like you read right there about, so it's gonna be a pretty tough pill to swallow type of game, but I did read reviews and they say that it's a really good game. So, and it was available for free. It's one of the games that was available for free. And also this one too, Will Glow the Wisp. This one I want to say it's a puzzle. Yeah, it's a puzzle maze game. Kind of gives me let me see how it looks like. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle game. Reminds me of those games like Flower and Journey. Has that similar look. So yeah, it's a mix between Super Meat Boy and Geometry Wars. Whoa. So that's going to be tough. So yeah, these were all the games that I got for the Steam Deck for November 2025. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And zoom out in a minute. Like I said, I was having trouble with my Steam Deck. There was an update that occurred on the Steam Deck. And that particular update just kind of it caused it to kind of not crap out, but kind of there's an issue with it, and it has to do with Decky, because I installed like Decky, like the Decky interface on there, and that's causing it to be unstable. So I was able to maybe disable it. So hopefully that helps it. But anyways, let's move on with the physical copy games that I bought for this month. So this month I went to my local thrift store several times, and I did find a couple of cool things. First things first, I found Xbox 360 Toy Story 3. This is basically like a platforming, like a 3D. Is it 3D? Seems like it's kind of like a 3D platformer game. I do own part 1 and 2 on the older consoles, so yeah, and this is one that I caught my eye and I thought it was really cool. The next one is Crackdown for the Xbox 360. Now I believe I do own Crackdown, and it came with everything. It came with a lot of stuff. I do own Crackdown as a compilation, but I finally got it by itself. So yeah, it wasn't going for that, so I got it for cheaper. And then I also found Rocket League for the Xbox One, the collector's edition. Now I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if it gives you more things, but Rocket League is basically like an arena. Think of it of an arena soccer game, but with cars. That's what Rocket League is. It's very popular. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this is about. And then I got my daughter this one for the Wii, Gummy Bears mini golf. She thought it was cute. I want to say either my son was saying that he saw this game, that he was playing it or something. Either someone mentioned in my family that they played it already and they said it was fun. It's just a mini golf game with gummy bears. Something for my daughter to, so she can, pass the time. Now, these next ones, it's rare when I find PlayStation 1 games at my local thrift stores, usually PS2 or above that I find, but these I did find, which is Monsters Inc. Scream Team. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a collection of mini games, but it came complete. So yes, it's kind of like you learn to become a top scarer. So I don't know if it's this. No, it's actually like a platformer. I don't know much about this one, but yeah, got that one. And then of course, Dance Dance Revolution, the original. This is one that I wanted to get because I want to try to get the pad for the PlayStation. For the PlayStation, I know I have it for the Wii, but obviously it's a little different. Okay, sorry about that. I'm all yawning. I'm tired. I basically, so you guys know, I basically had a this weekend I was out for a few days from work because I had a procedure on my back. So I was going with no sleep, but now it's kicking in. There was a day I just only slept 2 hours. So anyways, enough of that. Going back to the games. Putter Golf for the PlayStation, another golf game. So it looks like miniature golf. Looks pretty interesting and fun. Came complete. So yeah. H-Tech. This company's really, really interesting. These guys. Just a little bit about H-Tech. So these have developed some real pretty interesting games, low budget games at the time when they were out. But then eventually they grew into like the games. Some of them are very expensive to own, especially, I can't think of them off the top of my head. But this particular company did make a couple of real interesting ones. So anyways, and then also went to my local retro game store here in the area, and I got a couple of games. Perfect, buy it for $5. Perfect Weapon for the PlayStation 1. Basically, this is a early mix of Tekken with Resident Evil. And I know they say that it's not a very well liked game. So basically, you're basically I don't know if you're a fighter or a police officer that gets abducted by aliens and is trying to fight his way out of there. So yes, yeah. So it's basically something like that. But Very early game. I remember it, but I never played it. And then, of course, I'm collecting these games, and I found this one, Army Men 3D, for the PlayStation 1. Basically, this is a 3D version of the Army game, Army games. Sorry, Army Men games. I can't even talk anymore. But this is interesting. I discovered that the collector's edition, basically, it was a pack of 3 games in one that came in a box. And this is, I believe this might be one of them, but I got the game. And I'm collecting these, so I'm trying to play all the Army games. Army Men games. Jesus Christ. And then also for $2, I got this Pacific Liberator. This is basically like an airplane or helicopter simulator for the Wii. I was looking into it, and of course, another one for $2 that I got was this one right here. If you guys can see, it's Mercury Meltdown. Mercury Meltdown Revolution is really hard to see. You guys can see it. There we go. And it's basically, it's kind of like a predecessor of Marble Madness. And this one really caught my eye, and I've heard of this one before. So I'm looking forward to playing that one. And then, of course, for the GameCube, Turok Evolution. So, yes, Turok. I want to say, I don't know if this is a first-person game or a 3D game. I can't remember. But it's in the Turok franchise. And then I also got, finally, I got The Last of Us Part 2 for the PS4. Love games. So I just, earlier in the year, I beat, well, not earlier in the year, but a few months back, I beat The Last of Us on the PS3. I loved that game. That game was awesome. So now I'm looking forward to playing the Part 2. And there's one more game that I got, but I want to show you guys. Before I show you that one last game, I'm going to save that one for last. Let me show you guys the items that I got for this particular month. I went to my girlfriend went to the movies with her friend and my daughter and her friend's daughter to see that Demon Hunter movie. I forget the name, the K-pop Demon Hunter, but they usually give posters in the counter, and she brought me this one of Back to the Future Back to the Future, the 40th anniversary. Really awesome, of the flux capacitor. I love it. And my son and I, we were going to go see it in the movie theater because they were at the time that they went to see it, but we said no. But she got me this poster. Really, really cool. Sorry, guys. Man, I'm all yawning already. So that's that. I'll put the poster there. Then the next thing I also got at my thrift store. This is a guide for a game that I'm trying to get really, really bad. And that's Hogwarts Legacy, the official game guide. It was on sale, so I got it for like $1. And it's, really interesting. So, kind of gives you the guide for the game. I don't know, there's a poster? No, it is a poster? No, I don't know, there's a poster on here. I guess someone was on this level. They must have gone that far. Oh no, there's more bend, so it's a little bend, but pretty cool, man. I can't wait. This is a game I really want to get, Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I'm debating whether to get it on the Steam Deck or get it on the PS5, because I hear that graphically and the way that it works much better. So yeah. And then the next thing that I got was something really, really cool. It's not expensive, but I got the Dragon Ball Z Dragon Crystals. It's all the Dragon Crystals, so they're pretty cool. Oh yeah, these are great. All 7 crystals. Really cool. So I looked them up. They don't go for a lot of money, but it's something really neat to have. Dragon Ball is a game I'm gonna cover eventually in the near future. You'll see why when you guys get to that point. But anyways, and then of course comes the last thing that I'm gonna do. So the last thing I got a game, and this is something interesting. This is the game that I got. the Miracle Piano keyboard teaching system for the NES. Now, yes, I did pay that much for the game because this is something that's going for a lot more money. When I went to my local game shop over in Alameda, and the reason why I got it was because when I'm gonna put this game right here, and I want to show it off. And the reason is, at my local thrift store, and I need to make a little bit of room, I got myself the Miracle Piano. Yes, guys, the Miracle Piano. Let me make some room so I can show you guys. Let me see. So, let me push it back. Well, I should have made the room, but basically, it's this guy. Oh my goodness. There we go, the Miracle Piano. And I'll go ahead and well, you guys can actually see it. It's not bad. So, yes, I got this guy. So, this is an interesting story. Probably out of the whole things that I got, this is one of the most interesting things that I got. As you can see, I'll explain. So, a couple of weeks ago, like I said, I went to my thrift store several times. I saw this guy and it was going for like 35 bucks. However, it was going for it was going for $35, and I was really in the mood of buying it. But then my girlfriend and I were like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, because basically this is a regular keyboard. If you go in the back right here, has MIDI ports, has everything, but it's very basic. So it's the keyboard, and it connects to the Nintendo, but you need a cable for it to connect either to the NES, SNES, or Genesis. The SNES and Genesis is rather rare. The cable was not included. However, it does work. I have the plug. Let me see if I can find it and I can connect it really quick. So I do have the plug. Oh my goodness, let me see if I can do it. Yeah. Ooh. Right there. Right there. Let me see. I don't want to. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Like I moved the camera. Don't want the cartridge to fall. There we go. So yeah. So basically, it does turn on. If I can. There we go. As you can see. No, I was trying to play Dr. Dre. It goes something like that. But yeah, so, and then it also has harpsichord. And then it also has organ. I don't want to play so loud. So, and then vibraphone. Then electric piano. And then synthesizer. This is the weakest one. Sounds kind of like an accordion. But then you can also combine sounds from what I heard. See, you can combine both. I don't know. There's a mode that they say that if you hold down and you select down and then you, I don't know. Anyways, it's weird. It's like a mode it's some sort of a mode that works with it. But overall, I'm very happy. Now, the other thing that I'm gonna do is that I found out a way to make the cable for it for the NES. I have a spare controller, and you have to buy because it connects with a 25 pin adapter in the back of the keyboard around that area, and you can connect it to the NES and you can start playing it. So my soldering skills are not that great, so I'm gonna try to find a way to see if I can solder the things. It doesn't look too complicated, so I have the little casing, and I'm gonna try it next time. But all in all, if I ever get it working, and I do get that working, I am gonna do a video of that. I also downloaded the general guide online PDF for free. You can download it. So this thing goes for a lot of money, and it's probably, you can say this is one of my, aside from the NES Zapper, this is probably my very first peripheral that I own for the NES that is something different. I've always wanted to get Rob the Robot, or my friend has the Power Glove. So I've always wanted to get like an extra peripheral that goes for the console, but this is pretty cool. The NES one would have like the logo for the Nintendo one. So this must be, there were also models that sold for the computer at the time. So yeah, so yeah, so my playing skills are not that great. But anyways, this is my haul for November 2025. I am very excited to have this baby right here. This is something interesting. So hopefully I'll be able to make the cable work. As far as updates, I am doing a ton of Transformer videos. So I'm thinking about maybe releasing my regular video game review videos as well as Transformer videos. I may be doing more releases coming soon, but since the holidays are coming, that's something to keep to the side. Also, at the end of the year, as you guys know, I love doing a video of all the games I played for the year 2025, which will probably take place during New Year's, around that time. So yeah, this is something to stay tuned. I'm trying to do something a little different than just game reviews. I'm also thinking about doing movie reviews again. I haven't done that in a long time, so I'll be doing a little mix, hopefully, if I get up at it, and do more. So anyways, this has been Eric, the one and only Barrier Collector. Thank you guys for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. Also, please like and subscribe to my family's channels. Lily, a simple mom. Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review. Lexi from Lexi's Toy Box Review. Their links will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.